What's going for traders? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Desmond Samuel, and I'm back again on your screen, back on YouTube to let you guys know as usual what's going on with the market. And I want you to see right through to the end because I like to leave the absolute best for the last. And yeah, if you've been around me for a while now, you could actually tell that there are some trades that we're holding on to for a while. There were some pairs that we're actually looking out for, and now as things stand, we've actually gone ahead to execute a couple of trades. Right through Q1, especially January and February, we had like a very smooth run in the market. And if you missed that, I urge you, like I said, to see through to the end because I have a couple of pairs to talk to you guys about. And then also be sure to subscribe to the channel as we look to grow the platform and then create awareness of our skills and then let people know what we do. All right. So to kick things off here, we have the Aussie dollar, the AUD JPY. I had actually spoken about this pair a couple of weeks ago. I think probably maybe like I think that was like February. I came on it to let you guys know. Like I did a detailed breakdown. By the way, if you want a link to this breakdown, you can actually look around the screen. I'll leave a link there. You can watch the actual proper breakdown of this pair. So I think I spoke about the Aussie yen, the pound yen, and then the CAD yen. I think the USD JPY as well. So I said to you guys I was actually looking for a decent amount of drop across the board for all these pairs, and if you look closely, that is exactly what the market's starting to do. Last week we actually had some trades executed on Aussie and then also the rest of the yen pairs, and you guys remember that we went short somewhere around here early on, and then the market just gave us another entry opportunity which we actually executed. So overall, I'm actually going for the entire drop here, which is roughly from here to here at about 700 pip drop on just one move. I have no iota of that whatsoever that this market is definitely going to drop to my profit target. Let's just see how things look on a daily time frame. So it was just a very simple trade setup. I had a very beautiful downtrend here that we're actually working with. So we have like the high, this is a low, this is a lower high from here. Technically speaking, if the market is in a downtrend, you most likely see series of lower lows and lower highs. And in this case here, that's what the market is starting to print out. So if I actually plot my trend line like so, by the way, this is not the first trade that we're actually taking across the yen pairs. We have like a couple of other trades that we've taken. So this was exactly what happened here. So this was more or less the first touch, second touch here, third touch somewhere around here. So overall, I've come to realize that this trend line has actually been very solid, kept on bouncing price to the downside. So all I did was to just come down here on the daily time frame, identify my levels. So if you actually want to learn how I break down charts like this properly, you can actually grab the mentorship program, which is about $100. All right, so it's one of the cheapest programs there that you actually see. Will actually teach you the pragmatic approach to trading because I teach you what to do and what not to do. I guide you all the way through. All right, so as like I said earlier on, so I just had to find some supply level somewhere around here to work with, and the market came right through into my Fibonacci levels. So you see we have like three confluences already. So we had like the downtrend, the trend line which was obviously descending, so we had the Fibonacci play somewhere around here. So from the swing high all the way to the swing low here, it was pretty easy for me to find my Fib zone. So it was more or less a very simple trade. Then supply levels were intact, so all I did was go down to the 4-hour time frame, waiting for a decent bounce off of this level here, and then entries were somewhere around here, and then stops are all the way above structure. So I'm currently holding on to a couple of pairs. So I'm going for this. Obviously, the first TP has to be the recent low because I'm selling all the way down to the recent low, which was somewhere around 92 price points somewhere right here. Then obviously once we clear that base, my second take profit point will be around about 90, and then I'm going for the entire pip drop all the way to 80, at least 85 or 87 price points somewhere around here. So plus or minus we have roughly 700 pips to go, so we're just midway through this pair. So if you haven't executed these trades, if you actually miss them, so by the way, I sent all of this to the Telegram community, which I'll be leaving the link in the first comment and also the video description, so be sure to grab and then check that out. So it will bring you straight to my community where you see like-minded traders and you also learn as we go together. So like I said earlier, if you haven't actually executed this trade, as usual, if the market is going to go from point A to point B, it won't just fall out of the sky. It won't just fall like a coin. All right, it moves in waves. So as you can see, I can already see where this market will most likely pull back into once we hit TP1. All right, I can actually see here. Once this market breaks this base and then comes all the way straight to my first TP somewhere around here, I can already see where the market will most likely pull back into. And once it pulls back into there, then I'll be here to let you guys know that okay, fine, you can actually go ahead to add extra positions to Aussie. And as for me and my team, the rest of the team members, and to those of you guys who actually went ahead to execute this trade with me, kudos to you guys. I'm actually holding on to my trades, and I'm going for the entire absolute best that this market has to offer. I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm going for the entire 700 pip drop on this guy. So as you can see, the market has actually created another supply level. So once we clear base here, or I'll be back to let you guys know. So if you haven't entered this trade, just be calm, just be patient. We have plethora of other pairs, man. So you guys know me, man. We have abundance of trades here, so we don't have any. We are not stuck on one pair. So if one pair is simply not giving you what you want, like what gold did to me. You guys saw me. I called out gold from all the way from, I think, 2000 $2,000 an ounce all the way to 3K, and I didn't find a single entry because it just didn't give me what I wanted. It just kept on making series of high highs and high lows, bolting through every single new high. All right, so and I wasn't really liking what I was seeing. It was almost as if every single week I come on here, I'll see a new high on gold, and it wasn't giving me any entry, chance. So that is by the way. However, I have something going on with silver which might interest you to look out for, by the way, which is why I always urge you guys to see through to the end, because I have silver coming up. So if you missed out on gold like I did, you can actually get another opportunity on silver and ride that guy to the upside. All right, so as far as Aussie is concerned, trades are actually in profit at the moment. Entries are somewhere around here, like so. So stocks are obviously above structure. You guys don't mind, I give you structure. All right, so my first take profit point is right around 92 here, and then obviously TP2 is 90.063, and then subsequently we should see this guy collapse all the way to 87. All right, so like I said, if you want to learn how I predict the economic collapse of any single, because I actually spoke about the Aussie end to my Telegram members, so if you want to see how you can actually do it yourself, you can always go ahead and then grab the mentorship program in just $100, guys. Just do yourself a favor. We're literally about to enter Q2, and you guys have seen the trade call so far in Q1. Absolutely amazing, man. Stunning. I can't even remember the last time we had a losing trade. It's that amazing. All right, so you too can attend this level of match trade if you actually pay attention and then grab the program, which is $100. All right, so that's just that for Aussie. And so moving on to the weekly time frame, let me see how things look. So you see, I'm able to work my way through from the weekly time frame all the way to the 4 hour time frame to actually execute the trade. So I can see for a fact that once I'm done with my first take profit, I have space all the way to the downside. Whether or not this blue bar breaks is what will actually determine if I'm going to be holding on to this trade. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm gunning for this blue bar here. I don't care what anybody has to say, man. I'm gunning for the entire blue bar. Okay, entire drop all the way down here, so roughly 700 pips. All right, so that's just that for the Aussie. And you guys have seen me, I've done a detailed analysis on this guy from the monthly time frame. And I said to you guys that provided that we actually stay outside of this trend line here, because there was some ascending trend line somewhere around here, like so. So we did actually break out of there and decided to point to the downside. So you see, it's all about repetition. The market always repeats patterns in the market. All right, so all you have to do is just study the previous price action, and then that would actually let you know to a certain degree of precision and accuracy what the future asset price could be. All right, so that's just that for Aussie in a nutshell. Yep, so I'm actually still holding on to my trades, going for the entire best of this pair. All right, okay, all right, so let's see what's happening for the pound yen. So as you can see, pound yen is actually the pair that hasn't really moved. So if you didn't get any decent entry chance across the board for the rest of the yen pairs, this pound yen is actually the one that you want to go ahead and execute, because as you can see clearly, I had like earlier entry somewhere around here, like holding on to this trade and then banging this guy all the way down here. Then for some reason we got to TP and it actually started to reverse. I had another entry here, we're struggling to break below here, so I just close out the trades in profit, and then I just moved on. So in hindsight, I got to realize that the market had like a deeper pullback. So like I said, this was a double top here, this was midway of the double top here. The market simply pulled back nicely and it created a very, very beautiful supply level. So this was very, very simple. First touch, second touch, third touch. So if you haven't actually executed any of the yen pairs, this is the one that is still early. So coming into next week, you can actually go ahead and execute this one on the 4 hour time frame. Let me see how things look on the 4 hour time frame for you. Okay, so this is still quite early. So what you need to do is very simple. Allow the markets. Okay, so what you need to do is very, very simple. Market open on Monday, you can actually go ahead and execute the pound yen. Right? It's pretty straightforward from here to here. Okay, so we have about from here to here, this roughly 900 pip drop on this guy. So from here to here is a decent 900 pip drop. So if you have not executed any of the yen price, or if you missed out on the rest of the price, this is the one for you. Go ahead and execute your pound yen trades, guys. Stick to your guns and hold on to your trades and gun this guy all the way to the bottom at 183. This is the prime target for the pound yen. Obviously, once you get here, take out some profit, close some trades, because the market is most times market would would always reverse at the recent low. In the case of this pound yen here, it would most likely reverse here, then coming for maybe a deeper pullback mid range. So be sure to take out some profit somewhere around here, and then allow the rest run to your overall target, which is at 183. So in a nutshell, nothing much for the pound yen. Nothing, like I said, if you want a detailed analysis on the pound yen, obviously you need to check my the detailed breakdown on this pairs. So moving on to the other pairs now. So that's just that for the pound yen. It's very simple, nothing complicated here. You just look at what the market is doing and then look for a way to actually execute. So as far as pound yen is concerned, I'm bearish on this guy, provided you stay below this yellow bar here. So as far as this pound yen is concerned, I'm actually bearish on this guy, provided you stay below this yellow bar and this trend line here. It is going to be one of the very easy trades for you if you actually go ahead and execute this trade, because if you look closely from recent high all the way to recent low here, we have a very beautiful Fibonacci play at hand. So this is like the three confluence strategy here, where you have the trend line, this relevant and then you have the Fibonacci play. This is going to drop, guys. This is gonna, I have no iota of that whatsoever, guys. Believe me, I've been doing it for well over 3 years now. I know exactly when the market is due to drop, and I can tell you this for free. This guy's gonna drop to 183. Believe me, if you doubt me, you're own, but actually go ahead and execute this trade. Okay, so as you can see, I'm actually still waiting for crude oil patiently to see how things unfold on crude oil. My prime POI for crude oil remains $70 a barrel. Once I see a decent pullback here, guys, I need to see a pullback and a bounce. Once I get a pullback and a bounce off of crude oil, I'll go ahead and then execute this guy, because I actually do think crude oil will actually break below $65 a barrel in the coming weeks. All right, but first of all, we have to get here first, see how the market reacts, because if we are able to sustain below $70 a barrel, that is very good opportunity for us to actually see some more entries to the downside. However, in the event that we do actually break above this yellow bar and then this trend line, this would obviously negate our whole bearish bias, and I have to come back here again and then give you guys a detailed breakdown like I always do, like I enjoy doing, which is why I urge you to go ahead, because if you found value in this video so far, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell icon, and then leave a like and comments as well. All right, so like I said, on crude oil, $70 a barrel is my watch mark. I'm waiting for that guy at $70 a barrel. I kid you not, guys, I've been doing it for well over 3 years. I've been doing this for well over 3 years. I know exactly when the market is ready. You guys always doubt me, man. I know exactly when the market is ready. All right. So for crude oil, it's simply not ready yet. Forget about the shenanigans. I love the market pull in deeper to $70 a barrel price point. Once it does that, I'm here to let you guys know that okay, fine, pull the trigger and then go ahead and then short this guy. It's very simple. I'm bearish on the crude oil as it stands, provided we actually remain below this key level and then this trend line here. It looks bearish to me, guys. It looks like we're actually going to make a lot of money shorting crude oil. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. I'm actually looking at every single thing. It would actually interest you to know that YouTube sends me emails of your comments. I see every single thing, so best believe I'll see it and I'll be here to answer your questions. And if I can't answer in the comment section, I'll make a video about it. All right, so let me know what you want me to talk about. If you have any unique struggles in the market, just let me know. All right, so for crude oil, it's very simple. So for crude oil, it's very simple. We pull back into $70 a barrel, a decent bounce, then I'll actually be here to let you guys know that this guy is ready to drop. So obviously, if I shorting crude oil, you guys know how we did, man. The recent low is always the first TP. Always take out something at the recent low here. Take out your monies, maybe 50% or maybe 70% locked in profits, close some trades, have some money in your pocket, because that will actually help your confidence in the market. And then subsequently we should actually see this guy, if it clears this low here, then we'll actually see this guy collapse. I'll be here again to let you guys know that okay, fine, crude oil has actually given us a new low, because if the market, think about it, if the market is actually in a downtrend, there are certain principles that you must fulfill, and one of it is giving a series of lower lows and lower highs. Now in this case here, once the market pulls back into $70 a barrel, that is a lower high. All right, so if it collapses below $66 a barrel, now that is the market trying to give us a new low, and you know what that means. If it actually goes ahead to play out like that, we have extra room to the downside to actually short this guy all the way down. All right, so first TP remains $66 a barrel. I like to leave things this way. I don't want to be too forward, but I actually strongly believe that in the coming weeks on the month we could actually see crude oil collapse even deeper. All right, but as things stand here, $66 a barrel is my prime target. All right, on shorting this guy. All right, now on to USD CHF. Picking up from where we left, we actually went short of this guy here, somewhere around inside of here, and the market just broke below this this neckline of this double top here, giving us a very significant push to the downside. So as things stand here, before I actually go ahead and execute, you guys know me, man, I need to see certain criteria met. I like to see the most obvious trades possible. If a chart cannot look at the chart and tell me that this pair is going to collapse, I have no business trading it. It has to be as obvious as daylight. All right, so double top confirmation check, neckline check, supply levels checked. So what I need to see next is just a very simple pullback, guys. A simple pullback into this neckline here. I'll be out. See, it's going to be a free fall on USD CHF, right? A free fall on USD CHF. However, if you go into early, you stand the risk of blowing your account even before the market has something decent to offer. All right, so as things stand, 0.89174. All right, that is my POI. Once I see the same pullback in there, I'll be here to let you guys know what I've done. And in the event that this market actually gets ready, when I cannot come on YouTube to talk to you guys about, you need to find a link to my Telegram community. Come in there, because I send these trades out. I send these trades out, obviously, so you guys can actually partake in it and have some money for yourselves. All right, so because Q2 is coming, man. Like, how much have you made so far in Q1? Literally, this is the end of Q1. All right, so you need to up your game. You need to step up. All right, so as things stand here, we've had like a decent double top here, followed by declining highs. So this is lower highs. Yeah, so this is a high, a lower high, lower high, lower high. So best believe here, this market has to come in and give us another lower high for actually continue lower. All right, so once you learn the principles of your trends, you actually know where to wait for the market and when the market is you and when it is just playing around. All right, so as things stand, for the USD Swiss franc, it's very simple. A pullback into 0.89000, which is around the figure somewhere around here. Like so, I'll be here to let you guys know what I'm. And in the event I cannot come on YouTube, be sure to come to the Telegram community. You see like-minded traders like yourself. All right, go ahead and then help yourself, as I also stand to help you. So a pullback into 0.89, I'm going for the absolute best that this guy has to offer, man. You have 900 pips collapse on the USD CHF. You have no idea. This green bar I'm going for, I don't care, man. Pull back into here, I knock this guy all the way back down to 0.83910. Right, you heard it here first. USD CHF POI 0.89000. Then subsequently, you should actually see this guy collapse all the way to 0.83910. All right. So in a recent video, I actually spoke to you people about BTC pulling back into 90k, 92k. So once I see a decent pullback there, like I said, this guy is simply not ready. You don't have to go ahead and start blowing accounts. I like the market pull back into 92k, 90k region somewhere around there. Give it a decent bounce. The market has to react to the level, because as traders we are reactive and not predictive. So the market has to come into that level, give it a decent bounce, like a 4-hour engulfing candle, or maybe a counter trend line break, or whatever entry criteria that you use. It has to fulfill that. Then you can go ahead and short this guy. I'm going for at least 68k for BTC in the coming weeks, subsequently even months. But when you see the market put into 92k or 90k, that's where we actually need to go short from. So literally this trend line and then this yellow bar right here is the POI. Once I see a decent push here, then I can actually go ahead and short this guy. So this is just an update on BTC. Simply not ready, so you don't have to stress yourself. Allow the market come to your trap. All right, allow it come to you, then you can actually go ahead and then execute the trade. So if you found value so far in this video, I urge you to go ahead, as usual, leave a like and comment and subscribe to the channel so that YouTube recommends this video to as many traders as possible that need my help. All right, so that's just that for BTC. All right, folks, on to S&P 500, the Standard & Poor's Index. I'm actually looking at this guy carefully to see how the neckline area looks. I'm actually going to short this guy all the way to 5,000, at least 5,000 basis points, but I need to see the market pull back into the neckline that actually broken. Now, if you look on the weekly, this is the weekly time frame, and this chart pattern has actually been confirmed. So best believe this guy is actually going to drop. All right, so it may not drop overnight, but believe me, eventually it's going to drop. So a pullback into 5,800 basis points, which is somewhere around the neckline. Like so, let me just go on to the daily time frame to make this clear. Actually, let me see how things look. So we have the inner trend line has been broken out of. All right, so we have this inner trend line cleared, so we have space to the downside now. So there's nothing holding this guy from dropping as far as this S&P is concerned. So scaling down to the daily time frame. All right, so scaling out to the daily time frame, let's see how things look. So we have some supply level somewhere around here to work with. So yeah, I'm just watching these 5,800 basis points clearly. Let's see how things look. We could actually see this guy pull back into this neckline somewhere around there, like so. Give us a decent test of the neckline and then a bounce. Then I'll be shorting this guy. Best believe I'm shorting this guy. I'm actually waiting for this guy to actually come into my POI. Once it does, I'll short this guy. So I'm very confident that S&P in the coming months should actually see a decline to regions of about 5,000 basis points. That's just that for the S&P 500. I have no iota of that whatsoever that this guy is going to collapse all the way to 5k basis points. But we need to first of all see S&P at 5,800 basis points, and then that would actually give us the prompts to go ahead and then execute this guy all the way to the downside. It's as simple as ABC, guys. It's either it's trending upwards or it's trending downwards. If the market is in a sideways range, you have no business trading that market, because the chance of you making decent money are very, very slim. Alright, so that's that for the S&P 500 in a nutshell. Alright guys, now on to NASDAQ. Similar thing that we are having on the S&P 500. We have the neckline of a double top break on weekly time frame. You can see that this is looking quite heavy, so we could be seeing the NASDAQ at around 18,000 basis points in the coming month, or even mid Q2. This guy should actually drop all the way to 18k. So how do you actually capitalize on this entirety? Because you know, it is one thing to know where the market is headed, and it's a different thing entirely to make some money off of that. All right guys, so to wrap things up nicely, we have silver on us as I promised. Now, if you stay true to the end, kudos, because this is a bonus pair. So for silver, you guys have been with me for a while. You saw me call out silver right from $26 an ounce all the way to $35 an ounce. This was a very beautiful trade, man. Gone for this guy all the way up. All right, so now the market simply was just pulling back into, to fulfill certain technical criteria and certain technical levels that you and I may not actually see at the moment. But this does not negate the overall trend. I'm still very bullish on the silver, and as you can see clearly, we've had like a decent ascending trend here. So this is a low, this is a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and best believe the market is just coming to test that $32 an ounce. So I'm waiting the pressure. So if you're in this trade, or if you're actually interested in this trade, your area to be waiting for is $32 an ounce. Once it pulls back into $32 an ounce, we have space all the way to $34 or $35 an ounce for silver. It's very, very simple, but what you need to see is a pullback into this place here, because if you look closely, this is the 3 confluence strategy in play, where you have the Fibonacci obviously intact like so, and then you have the third trend line bounce, which will most likely happen around here, and they have this support level intact here. So the market has to come back into $32 an ounce. Once I see a decent bounce off of, ignore whatever is happening here, guys. You see, this is the thing. There is a point to where you will actually trade the market, so that instinctively you can tell that this market is just here to blow your account. So if you're looking for a buy here, you more likely blow your account. Believe me, this is not where the market is going to reverse from. Okay, it's actually going to come, and even if it reverses here, it's not going to go all the way up. It might actually just come in here and then reverse. The actual POI is $32 an ounce. If it doubts me, watch and see. All right, I've seen this thing happen several times in the market. Do not fall for this crap. This guy is coming straight into $32 an ounce. Once he comes in there, you can actually go ahead and start buying. All right, so buy from $32 an ounce. Stop must come below structure. Target all the way at $35 an ounce, and then subsequently, if you do break above here, then we have enough space to the upside, which I'll be back here to let you guys know how you can actually maneuver this new unknown no man's land, because this will be a new high for silver. All right, so that's just that for silver, and I'm glad to stay true to the end. So now onto the DXY, the dollar index. So now onto the DXY, we actually had issues, continuing higher. So this particularly came on here and then reversed and then broke below structure all the way back down to the downside. So I kid you not, as things stand now, this is an impulsive drop from here to here. So the midway is actually this green bar where I put. So in the coming weeks, expect the XY to pull into at least 105.675, which is this green bar right here. And then once we get there, we should actually see this guy roll over all the way to 100. All right, so what this will mean is obviously a pullback on the euro dollar before actually continue higher, and then subsequently the pound sterling should actually pull in the bar before actually continue higher. But as far as the XY is concerned, 105.675 could be the go-to guy in the coming weeks or in the coming month. And then once it's tested properly, then this guy will obviously rotate all the way back down to our initial targets, which was at around 1. So once the market fails to break above here and then tests this 105.675 region nicely and then bounces off of there. All right, so onto the pound sterling. So for the cable, what we need to see, as I said earlier on, is a pullback into this level somewhere around here, like so, at around 1.25737. All right, from here to here is about 900 pips. So allow the market pull back nicely. Do not rush. Let it pull back into its proper demand level, or its proper support level, and then you can actually go ahead and then long this guy all the way to 1.34240. All right, so So as far as the foreign exchange market is concerned, those are the pairs that are actually promising. I've called out the best of the best. You guys don't mind the absolute best or nothing. All right. So be sure to obviously watch this video over and over again for as many times as possible. If you didn't get anything, you can actually go back and watch it again, which is something I always advise you guys to do, because at the first watch you may not necessarily get every single thing that you need. So repetition is where the mastery lies. All right, so go ahead and watch this video as many times as possible. Send it to anyone you know that needs to see this video. All right, and as you for yourself get ready, get prepared, load up some money in your account, because you're actually going to be trading a lot this Q2. All right, so as far as the market is concerned, that's just that for this episode. Be sure to leave a like and comment. I'll leave my email in the first comments, so be sure to send me any requests, any challenges you have. Let me know. And then if you actually want to enroll for the mentorship program, you can actually reach out to me. So I'll leave a link to my socials and then link to our Telegram community. Be sure to join us and then turn on your bell icon as you actually subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. For now, peace out.